Londyn and today I'm bringing you my 7 in 7 readathon TBR. The 7 in 7 readathon is basically just a readathon that goes from July 27th until August 7th, and you essentially try to read 7 books in 7 days and cut down your TBR. One of the hosts of this readathon is going to be Said the Story, and there are 2 other hosts which I will link in the information box below. I'll also link Said the Story's information in the information box below and the dates for the readathon just in case you guys forget. So there's no categories to the 7 in 7, like read a children's book or read part of a series or read a book with the color gray on them. It is literally just 7 books that you choose. So I chose a couple of thinner books that I need to get off my shelf that I just haven't read. I chose a couple of classics that are thinner that I just need to get off my shelf that I haven't read, and just some books that I think without a readathon I might not ever get to and I might not ever read them, and they really need to go ahead and get off my shelf because I have, you know, over 500 books in my library, physical books, and these ones just need to go ahead and get read, and if I don't like them I can go ahead and give them away and I'll have room for other books, and if I like them then I can go ahead and keep them on my shelf, but they have been sitting there for far too long and they just need to get read in some capacity. So this is a perfect time for this. So the first one, and you guys have seen this book so many times if you've been with me for a while, is Blackbird by Anna Carey. Now, I really like Anna Carey as a writer, but I have tried to read this. As you can see, it's an arc, and I've tried to read this so many times, and I really never make it past chapter 2. It's just, it doesn't grasp me from the beginning. I've heard some mixed reviews on it, but there are people who like it, and the premise sounds great. It's this girl who wakes up on the train tracks with like a tattoo, but no memory of how she got the tattoo, who she is, why she's on the train tracks, but there's people chasing her. So it sounds really interesting, kind of like a Born Identity type book, but it just is not grabbing me from the beginning, and I think I'm just gonna have to push myself through it. Usually I would say don't push yourself through a book that you're really not seeming like you're interested in, because there's just so many other books out there to read. But I really want to get finished with this book. I mean, it's not even big. That's the sad part, is this is not even a big book. So I'm going to try to finish this in the 7 by 7 readathon. So let's see how that one goes. The next book is The Sisters Grimm, A Very Grim Guide, and this book I got at my local bookstore, I believe, when it was going out of business, and this is just an awesome little book. It's so cute, and this is just the essential companion to the best-selling Sister Grimm series by Michael Buckley, and it has just coolness in the front. It's just kind of neat. It has pictures and just talks a little bit about the Brothers Grimm, and it's just a very grim guide. So I think that it's just kind of neat, and I want to read it because obviously I bought it. So it's very short, and I think that this is just a time to go ahead and try to knock it out and get it off my shelf. The next thing is The Man Who Was Thursday by G.K. Chesterton, and this is a classic, and this is from the Penguin English Library collection, and I went ham when I saw these covers. I think I bought probably 30 of these books, and I don't read classics, but I just wanted these covers so bad. They're matte, they feel so like velvety without being velvet, and I just had to have them. But I haven't read any of them, and I probably did the haul for these a year ago. So yeah, I was like, let me pick out a couple thinner ones and go ahead and read it. The Man Who Was Thursday just says, in this strange, haunting novel of Antichrist and undercover policeman, Gabriel Simon is sent by Scotland Yard to infiltrate the central anarchist. Why did I say Antichrist? Anarchist council, and soon finds himself voted to the position of Thursday. So essentially, the Man Who Was Thursday, like Thursday is his undercover name, and he's just an undercover person trying to figure out what shenanigans is going on. So it sounds clearly like a mystery, kind of like a detective, little Sherlock Holmesies, but it's very short. It's a classic. I need to read more classics, and I got these books from the book depository. You know, you spend a decent amount of money on them, and they need to start getting read. So I'm going to go ahead and read that one. I have Choke by Deanna Lopez. Oh my gosh, I got this off of the book outlet. so long ago. And the book outlet is one of those things that, I mean, everybody has it happen to them. You see books on there and you're like, oh yeah, it's only $3, I'll get it. Oh yeah, it's only $4, I'll get it. Next thing you know, you have $60 worth of books you're never going to read in your cart, but you get them anyway because individually they're so cheap. So I am going to read this in the 7x7 readathon because I have absolutely no clue what this book is about. I just remember a lot of people were reading it when it first came out, and yeah, it's a very short book, so I'm gonna go ahead and read it and get it off my shelf, see if I like it or not. The next book is Purity by Jackson Pierce, and this, of course, is an arc from 2012, April. Yeah, it just has a novel about love, loss, and sex, but not necessarily in that order. I really just liked the cover for this. And when it got sent to me, I was so excited because I was like, oh yeah, I really, really wanted to read that. But unfortunately, I never did. And I want to finish it in the 7x7 because, yeah, I think when something's been sitting on your shelf for a minimum of 3 years and you've never read it, it's time to either read it and keep it, read it and get rid of it, or just get rid of it because it is taking up space that clearly another book could take up because I haven't read this one. And the last two are part of a duology, and this is Bumped and Thumped, and these are both by Megan McCafferty, and this is about a world in which you have to become pregnant at a certain age, and it's about two sisters, and one of the sisters really likes this rule that you have to basically get pregnant I think 18. Yeah. Oh, you have to get pregnant by 18 because there was a virus that swept over the world, it says, making everyone over the age of 18 infertile. So now teenagers are prized possessions because they can have children before they turn 18. So they need to get pregnant. And one of the sisters is totally down for the cause. She thinks this is fantastic. She wants to be pregnant. She wants to help out her society. She thinks it's her duty. And then you have the other sister who says, this is craziness. If I don't want to have kids, I don't want to have kids. I don't care if I can't have them past 18. And I don't think society should tell me what I can and cannot do. And therein lies a split in the sisters and a split in both how they feel about their society. So I don't know if one goes to the okay side, one goes to the you're right, we shouldn't have to do this side. If they both try to fight society, if they lose their own relationship as sisters, I'm not quite sure how this works out. But it is just a duology. When it first came out, I heard decent things about it, but it hasn't been something that's like still been talked about here on BookTube. So I think kind of probably just faded from everybody's mind. So I don't know if that means that this was good or bad or just kind of indifferent. But I do want to go ahead and just read them, and you know, typical kind of dystopian. I'm kind of a dystopian freak, so just see what it's about. So guys, that is my 7 in 7. I'm really hoping I can get those read because then right after the 7x7 readathon comes the yearathon or booktubeathon. And I'm going to be participating in that also, so I will have a book up. I will have a video up about that one closer to the date that that's going to happen, and I have to try to figure out what books I'm going to read for that one too, because you're like, nah, you don't want to read any good books, like, or books that you super want to read because you want to save them for the readathon. But I don't know, I'm interested to see kind of what the categories are this year for that one. So yeah, so I'm very excited about that too. So hopefully with these two back-to-back readathons, I can really get a lot of books taken off my shelf, get them taken off my list, and move on with my life from some of these books, especially the ones that I bought from Book Outlet that I got just because they were cheap, which I'm totally out of that phase of my life. I don't do that anymore. I buy books that I really want to read, not books that are just on sale. So if anybody else has that problem, let me know in the comment box below. Does Book Outlet often get you just because of the prices and you think that this is just price principle? Because I see it used to be $16 and now it's $2.49, and you get it and you swear you're gonna read it someday before you die, but it was only $2, so it's not that big of a deal. But if it had been the original $16, there's no way you would have purchased it. Let me know if Book Outlet either still gets you like that or used to get you like that and then now it doesn't anymore. Also, if you've read any of those books I just showed you, let me know in the comment box below. If you want to read any of them, let me know in the comment box below. If you're participating in the 7x7 readathon, let me know in the comment box below what you'll be reading if you don't have a channel. If you do have a channel, go ahead and link me your video because I absolutely would love to come by and see what you are reading. So thanks so much guys for coming past, hanging out with me, seeing what I'm going to be reading for the 7x7 readathon, and I will see you guys in my next video. Love you guys. Bye.